Coach, have you ever been involved in a game where there were so many missed opportunities for both football teams?
No. I mean, it certainly, I've never tied in my life. So it feels strange for sure, but I know it sure as hell doesn't feel like we won. That's what I can tell you. And just so many opportunities we had out there. We just missed that one game-breaking play there at the end, and there were some things from both sides, all three phases really, that were positive. It was just no game-changing moment there that took that game over for us.
What do you do at the right guard position? Fred struggled. You put Billy in there. Billy struggled. I mean, that's a real problem area. Where do you go from here? Yeah,
we're trying to figure that out, and that's something we'll keep evaluating.
Zach, Joe Burrow was sacked 18 times and hit a lot more. Can your quarterback withstand all those hits throughout a 16-game season?
How many sacks?
8.
8, okay. I thought you said 18. No. Yeah, I mean, we're just trying to win the football game. That's the bottom line. But it does come from, we can't just have a free runner, a 3 technique, just come clean every single time. That's something we got to fix right away. And I don't care what play you call, you're going to have problems when you just can't block a guy for a second. And so that part is frustrating. So we just got to continue to improve and give ourselves a better chance to win.
Were you as aggressive as you'd like to have been the last 2 minutes defensively of each half? Were you in what you wanted to be in?
I would say at the end of the first half, we kicked the ball out of bounds, gave him the ball at the 40 right away. And then the first run got him down to the 40, if I'm not mistaken. And so right away, you're putting yourself in a tough spot. And then they hit us on that whole shot in the disguise coverage we had there. So, I certainly wouldn't say those first 2 plays, starting with the kickoff and starting with the first play, were what we wanted. And then at the end of the game, it feels like that I got to go back and I'll be honest with you, at the end of the fourth quarter, I got to go back and watch again because it feels like the end of the game was that overtime right there. We had so many drives. So, it's just, again, we didn't quite make that play when we needed it to go win the game for us.
Zach, what happened on that last play of the first half? It looked like you called timeout, and did you change defenses, or what happened there on that touchdown pass at the end of the half?
We wanted to see what they were in and call timeout.
Zach, when you have a young team that's not accustomed to winning at this level, how much of winning is simply believing that you can?
No. I don't think that we lack that. We just need to see it done and create that momentum for ourselves. And so, we got guys in here who have won a ton over the course of their life. We just haven't done it with this group together. And as you see, we got plenty of close calls, but none of them feel better than the other one. I can promise you that. So we just got to get it done and create that momentum for ourselves, and then let it steamroll from there.
At one point, you had 4 straight scoring drives, and then had 21 yards the rest of the game. What went wrong after that?
Yeah, that's probably where we got a lot of the protection issues at that point. And there's also a ton of close calls in the pass game. I can think of probably 4 of them off the top of my head where we just got to make a play. We're right there, and someone just got to step up and make that play, and it's going to be a potentially explosive play that maybe puts us in scoring position and helps us win the game.
On the game-tying drive that they had, there were 2 critical pass interference penalties. Is it just guys, getting maybe a little bit too I don't want to get beaten, so I'm getting too handsy here? I mean, they were critical, both those pass interference calls.
Yeah, I can't speak to what the DBs were thinking on those. I know one of the guys kind of came off on a double move or a wheel route or something on their sidelines. And so sometimes when you maybe put your eyes back to the quarterback and you feel that, you give a little tug there. But we'll have to go back and see those.
Zach, how does this performance from Joe Burrow kind of stack up against his previous 2 ones so far this year?
I don't think it's important to compare previous. I mean, he gives us a chance to win. He's hanging in there, trying to hold the ball until the last second to let those guys create some separation, get the ball down the field.
Zach, you go +2 in the turnover department, which was a goal. Didn't lose the football game, didn't win it either. That has to be disappointing.
Yeah, that is disappointing. We finally stepped up and got some turnovers. Defense had some really, really good moments. Obviously there was some times at the end of the half that you guys mentioned there, but they put us in some position where we can just finish those drives on offense, then we'd be in much better shape.
Zach, obviously it was a big spot for T. Higgins today, getting 2 touchdowns and really showing up big time for you guys in a lot of spots. What did you see from him, and how impressed were you with what he did today?
Yeah, T's been playing pro football now for 6 weeks, and he's just getting better and better every single day. He missed the first part of training camp, and Now he's starting to get his legs back under him, and he's got the confidence of our whole group. And he went out there and made some big plays for us.
Guys, two more minutes with Coach here.
Coach, what was the reasoning behind making Ross inactive?
We got a lot of receivers, and that's not going to be an easy decision every week.
Coach, the running game, Joe Mixon still, you haven't been able to get him going. You haven't been able to get him off to get the balance that you're looking for. It has to be a frustration.
It is, and we knew we were going to have to get the ball in the perimeter against these guys. They got a really stout front, as good as we're going to face this year, and so they don't make it easy for you to run the ball. And so, again, that's not what we want from our run game. There's no question about that. We got to do a better job there.
Zach, you had a couple of third and mids where you ran across to AJ. Both of them ended up short of the sticks. Is that something where they played it differently than you thought of, or AJ needs to get more separation, or what do you think happened on those two play calls?
Yeah, we got to be detailed. Got to be really detailed.
Last question for Coach. Last question. Sorry, Doc. Go ahead.
The offense seemed to be a lot more aggressive on that 2-minute drill at the end of the first half, Zach. Was that by design simply because of the time factor, or did you decide we've got to start attacking this a little more?
Well, that's usually just our 2-minute mindset in general. We always feel like we can come away with points right before the half. And, even the last play of the half, when we end up taking a sack, we're on the minus 40, and we feel good about the guys we got a receiver. We're in a max protection. Just even being able to get the chance to put a ball up, and maybe we make a great play, or maybe they get DPI and we can go kick a field goal. So if we feel like there's any opportunity on the field for us to go score points, then we're going to go do it.
Coach, thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
If you could give us a slow count to 5 so everyone can find you and pin you, that'd be great.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right, and we've got to pause to let the live stream start up, so give us a second here. All right, go ahead.
Joe, you got hit obviously a few times today again, 8 quarterback sacks. The one that you had to leave the field, was it just because medical people had come on the field, or were you shaken up a little bit more than that? What was the situation there?
Got the wind knocked out of me for about 10 seconds. They told me I had to go out for a play. I was good after that.
So the 2 drives that you got in the plus side of the 50-yard line, when you had that short field and you have to settle for field goal both times and leave 8 points out there on the field in a tie game, that has to be frustrating.
Yeah, we got to convert in those situations.
Joe, what can you do as a quarterback to avoid getting hit so many times and sacked 8 times in a game like that?
Just get the ball out of my hands, make plays with my feet. Yeah.
Joe, your connection with Tyler Boyd is obvious. I mean, you guys are in a real comfort zone there. Is it that? I mean, are you guys on the same page about everything?
Yeah, Tyler's a great player, and we got a really good connection right now. I'm really happy with where I'm at with him.
Joe, I know you said you never lost 2 games in a row before. Have you ever tied before?
No, I don't know. This is a loss to me. I don't really know. We didn't win.
It's not your decision, obviously, but at the end of the game there, when they get the false start, it's going to be a 64-yard field goal possibility. Or if given the choice, I mean, do you want to see them attempt that there, and maybe you guys get that shot at a possible Hail Mary or something, or were you just as happy to see them kind of wave the flag and go for the tie?
I mean, I didn't really know how to feel about that one. If they miss it, we're in good position to get some yards and kick our field goal. I'm not going to speak on another coach's decision.
Joe, you had a stretch where you completed 13 straight passes, and then I think you ended the game with like 19 and 26 or something like that after the first half. What kind of was clicking for you after halftime, and then I guess even before?
Yeah, we got in a pretty good rhythm there in the third quarter. If we punched that one red zone drive in where we ended up settling for the field goal, then we win this game. We had a good rhythm going there for a part of that game.
Joe, this team has only won 2 games over the last 2 seasons essentially now. Do you feel like it's on your shoulders to kind of get things turned around in the right direction and just like mentally get this team to start believing again?
I don't know about that, but I'm going to do everything in my power to win football games and try to make plays and do all those things that win football games for us.
I'm assuming that you try to take something useful, something important from every game you play, no matter the outcome. What did you take from this game?
I'll have to go watch the film. It's tough to reflect on it right now. Ask me that one again on Wednesday, and I'll have a better answer for you.
Joe, there was no running game again today to support you. I mean, when an offense is so one-dimensional as you've had to be lately, that's going to be a tough dynamic, isn't it?
Like I said, I'm going to do anything I can to win games. I said I'll throw it 0 times, 100 times, doesn't matter. We just got to execute the way, we are expected to execute, and we didn't really do that today.
Joe, you had some good connections with T. Higgins, and it looked like you had one there at the end of the game. Did you both think that you had that big one?
Yeah. I know T was frustrated with that one. He had a great game, ran some great routes. But T's a competitor, and he was frustrated with that one. If that one didn't happen, he would have had, it would have been an awesome game for his first start. So I know he was frustrated with that one.
Can you describe what about the Eagles' defensive line posed a challenge to you guys?
I mean, they have some guys up there, Brandon, Fletcher, those guys. I mean, those guys are real dudes on the front line and give a lot of people a lot of problems. And they did their job today.
You said it was going to be an emphasis to try to get some more shots down the field. Did you have to adjust on the fly and kind of go a different direction with how often that Eagles line was getting home?
I'm going to get the ball out of my hands quickly if I'm feeling pressure. So at times, when you'd like to throw the ball down the field, those opportunities didn't present themselves. Then I think I can do a better job of making one or two guys miss in the pocket and doing better in the scramble drill.
Guys, 2 more minutes with Joe.
Joe, are the defenses doing anything? Are the defenses doing anything with AJ? He again had another game where he didn't have anything over 15 yards. Are they doing anything away? Are they taking him away at all?
There were a couple times today that they're playing one hole, which means everyone's man-to-man. They have a free guy in the middle, and he was working to AJ's side. So they did that a few times today.
So, Joe, have you ever done the pirouette move that you pulled today? You pirouetted a couple times, once toward the sideline, once in the pocket. I mean, that's a pretty tight little pirouette you got going.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to make as many plays as I can. Zach was yelling at me to throw the ball out of bounds on the one, and I looked at him, gave him a little wink after that play. So that was a bright spot of the day.
You came into a situation from a team who won only 2 games last year. I'm not sure anybody really expected this team to go out there and turn it around in 1 year. How much is this year to you about building positive momentum, getting yourself experience as opposed to winning games?
It'll never be about momentum or positive experiences to me. I'm about winning. I expect to win. I know we expect to win. No moral victories around here.
One last question, guys.
Joe, does this feel more frustrating after a tie than a loss? I mean, what's the mentality like? I know you didn't win, but is it equally frustrating? Is it one more than the other?
We didn't win. That's all it is to me. You don't win, you lose. So that's my mindset right now.
Joe, thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thanks, Joe.
Everyone hang up. We have